Obviously, the community needs to grow as in terms of residential properties available, and also in terms of the offices available for business. I mean, that's part of the growth of the economy, and so we welcome that side of things. However, we do have a couple of reservations with a few other points. Where people are screaming out locally for affordable housing and also affordable rental. There are a lot of people who cannot live in Gibraltar, who cannot leave their home, and we need to provide for those. This project doesn't.
And you've expressed concerns about the inevitable environmental impact of a project of this nature.
It's a huge environmental impact within our waters, and this needs to be measured, and I'm sure they'll carry out their own individual assessments on this and the impact assessment. But we need to know that we're investing in our future in terms of the consumption of power. So we've only just heard about the recent climate emergency. If there's an emergency, what's the government doing to get investors to invest into a fund that's run by government to develop renewable energy, so that at the end of the 10-year period, when we reach this, we will have a solid renewable energy provision.
So if Gibraltar needs more land, this is a good use of taxpayers' money?
No, at this stage I can't agree with that. The figures aren't there to back that up. So at the moment, it seems that the land is valued at half of the actual price. If you look at how much it costs on the open market, it's just under £2,000 per square metre, which is what contractors are being charged, and this is valued at around, well, less than £1,000 a square metre, which is a little worrying. Because it's public funds, we're mortgaging off our housing estates. The taxpayer deserves to know who these investors are, where the money's going, and what the figures are. So how much is the project costing, and how much is being derived in terms of revenue from the investors.
But we do know who the directors of the development company are.
Well, we know who the directors of the development company are, but the other interested parties and beneficial owners, I think that needs to come out, and it needs to be official, because at the end of the day it is taxpayers' money that we're playing with, and the taxpayer and our community has a right to know that it's been used for the right purposes and the right return.
Any comment on the process by which the government agreed commercial terms with the developer?
There's a severe lack of transparency in this, in that it hasn't gone out to public tender. This is the first that most people have heard of it, and there needs to be more transparency to make sure that it's as competitive as possible and the community is getting the best value for money.